Welcome to the Blaize interview. My name is Blaize. This is
Young Baca. Thanks for having me, man.
thank
I'm
you,
super
thank
excited.
you for being here. This man is like the hustler, the Van Nuys. He's like this dude is doing everything. He's doing hip hop, comedy. How did you get into like being in hip hop and comedy? Like what merged those two together?
So during the pandemic, so I've been doing hip hop shows forever, for 7 years. During the pandemic, there was a lot of places for comics to perform at.
Yeah.
And I had all these underground clubs going, so I started doing the first hour comedy, and it's been awesome, man. There's a lot of places you can't get in with hip hop, but you can get in with comedy, so that helps out a lot.
Like what places?
Like Sunset Rooftop. If we went up there and we said, "Hey, we do hip hop shows," they would say, "Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you to be here." We say, "We got comedy shows with a live DJ."
Yeah.
And then you start, once you under trust, you start mixing in a little bit of hip hop with it too.
Yeah.
Because they trust you. They know it's not going to be any fights. Because when people say hip hop, there's such a stigma. You get. What do you think about when people say hip hop?
I think of like gangster rap.
Exactly. So how old are you?
29.
29. If you're a 60, 55-year-old Armenian
Yeah.
or white guy and you think hip hop, you think NWA, you think straight out Compton, like we're good here. Don't worry about it. We got this nice venue.
Yeah.
But there's just so many hip hop promoters for the last 20 years, just burning so many bridges and so many fights and things like that. And you just got to earn the trust. That's the biggest thing, man. Biggest thing is earn the trust.
Like how besides like the comedy, like what other things you have to do like to earn these like owners' trust? Like
Gotta make money. You gotta make money, right? So if you're at Sunset Rooftop, you're riding Hollywood, your rent's probably whatever, some crazy number every single month. It has to be bringing in money. So we book a whole bunch of comics, we get some hip hop in there, we do our thing, and then we knock it out. We're helping Sunset with other nights doing comedy as well. So
yeah,
but we have really good connection with Sunset Rooftop. Your dog's crying. I don't think she likes my hip hop.
She's fine.
But they had the crazy thing happen with Mike Tyson at Sunset.
Yeah.
So they stopped everything at that point because it was so heated. For
Yeah.
people that don't know, a guy pulled a gun out on Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson gave the guy a hug. So after that, they were planning on remodeling anyways, but I think that sped up the process, which is going to stop all shows. So we're the only people doing shows at Sunset right now. But we got Sunset.
Nice.
We do Comedy Chateau. We do a lot of different
you having
stuff,
the
man.
comedy? Was it July 13th? Right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You're in the contest.
Yeah,
you
you're
know
in the
when it
contest.
is. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, wait a minute, what day is it? But tomorrow 13th, you're having the Comedy Chateau. You're having a $1,000 contest. Like, how did that like come about?
We've been doing Tenfold, which is our hip hop contest, for 5 years. We gave away $2,000.
Damn.
So we wanted to try to do a comedy. We gave away $500. Shout out to Amaricia, she won that. And then when we connected with the Comedy Chateau, we figured we'll up it to $1,000.
Yeah.
And we shout out to Joe Dallo. He was the first $1,000 winner, who's a super funny guy. And tomorrow night, man, we award another $1,000 to a funny comedian. I heard you did really good last time.
Yeah.
You know Sushi, my business partner?
Sushi, I think
Sushi,
so.
he has a long hair. Yeah. So that's my business partner. He said you did really good. He actually got his votes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, it's cool because now we have the biggest thing is everyone thinks I just have to bring a whole bunch of people. We have everyone that comes in does get a vote and gets a ballot, but what we do have is we have 10 judges tomorrow. Each judge gets 5 points. So it's rappers that are judging. It's my cousins. It's women. It's just random people that have nothing to do with comedy. So you can't say, oh well, of course this guy didn't vote for me. He doesn't like me, or he does this club and I do this club.
Yeah.
It's all people that have nothing to do with the comedy industry. They just want to laugh and enjoy comedy and see. That's who you want to make laugh, right? You can make other comics laugh, which is super cool too. But
it's harder to make other comics laugh.
It is harder to make comics laugh, right?
Yeah,
because they're so jaded. Comedy stuff, man.
It's one of those things. It's like it's not that it's jaded. It's just like it's one of those things people are just too easily jealous. Especially here in LA, a lot of people are jealous and they don't want to show off being jealous. And I feel like the thing I love about your shows is a lot of community bringing.
Yeah.
And like I met a lot of the people that I have on here I've met at your shows. Yeah. And I made a lot of like great connections and made on a lot of other shows because of the connections I made. And that's what I love about like you and your shows is that the sense of community that I felt that you brought into the not just the hip hop community, but the comedy community.
No, man, it's great. It's definitely a community, and it's definitely, dude. I see people. This guy's on this podcast because they met on my show. This guy, so this guy's show, or this guy was plugged in with this guy, and it's awesome, man. It's great, and that's what it's all about. And I think we have I think we do have like a really good community. There's comics that do shows with us every week, like you, Shark, Pete Nash, Tyler, people like that. They do shows with us every week, and you hang out with these people for so long, you naturally become friends and stuff like that. So it's super cool, man. But it is comedy's tough, man. Comedy's tough.
What's the hardest part about being like a comedy promoter?
Being a producer.
Yeah.
So why in comedy called producers, but but why is that? Because by the hip hop I'm a promoter, but in comedy I'm a producer.
I guess that's a good.
So like the first couple of times someone's like, "Oh, you produced this show?" I say, "Because you know me, I'm just like, yeah," but I don't know why is the producer?
I guess because you're making something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas like the rapper, it's like it's him. He's got to do he's got to make up the beats and stuff like that. Whereas like with you, you gotta you're producing the show. Like you got the lights, the mics, and all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand these guys. They not these guys, men and women, but they make a flyer. They have their name on top, and then it has all the comics pictures. And then there's a big picture in the corner of who produced that show. Yeah. Like, yo, no one's coming to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? It's such an ego thing. And that's the same thing in hip-hop, too. With a lot of promoters, it's all about them. They're the big thing.
Well, it's like in the East Coast, West Coast. Like, remember with Suge's like, you don't want your promoters in the video, dancing in the music video. Come out here to dance.
Which is 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great businessman, but he's definitely looking out for him, number one. Which, listen, I'm looking out for me, number one, as well.
Yeah.
But it is weird that in comedy, it's a producer, and in hip-hop, it's a promoter. The toughest thing with comedy is just getting an audience out. Yeah. So we do stack a lot of comedians on shows. Mm-hmm. But that's why we do cool things like we give away $1,000. Yeah. We have like 15 tickets left for tomorrow night. Nice. I'm super excited, man.
And it's in the big room of the show. It's nice. That room feels really nice.
Yeah. It was awesome. You did the big room last time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The big room's dope. And the St. Felix room, which is a small room, is super cool too. It's good. It's good energy.
I like how intimate it is.
It's good energy. The place is awesome, man. Mm-hmm. And I hope it does really good. It's tough being not only stuff doing comedy shows. It's tough being a comedy club. Yeah. Comedy club, and I think most comedy clubs they limit themselves too much because they want to be. Oh, we're a comedy club. But you could be doing a whole bunch of different stuff with that place. You know what I'm saying? You could do hip-hop shows. You could do DJ nights. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. By comedy, there's a little bit of snobbish that comes with comedy, right?
But it's kind of like they don't want to be known as like the club. You know what I mean? Yeah. They want to be known.
Nothing wrong with being a club.
It's not wrong with being a club, but it's a different vibe that they're going for.
No, I 100%.
And they want to have sit down and they want to sell the food and stuff like that.
I totally respect that.
That's where honestly with the clubs, it feels like the Comedy Club, those places. I feel where they get most of their money is in the drinks and
that's everything.
And the food.
That's why everything.
Because that's why they have the 2-drink minimum and stuff like that.
Well, that's why every show at or Chateau, you say, hey, I'm performing tonight. Use my keyword. It's going to be a free show. Yeah. So cool. You get all these people in, and then they make the money off the drinks and the food, which is super cool. But me as an independent producer who doesn't make my money off the food and the drinks. I have to sell tickets.
At the wheel, yeah,
exactly. So you say that's the hardest thing. Hardest thing in comedy is getting audience out. Yeah. And it's comedy so different because I love comedy. All I do is listen to comedy podcasts. Yeah. I watch stand-ups. I love comedy. I'm afraid I'm starting to like comedy. You're
gonna get up there one day.
I think I'm liking comedy a lot more than hip hop now.
Nice.
But I'm also so jaded from doing hip hop for so long.
Why? What made you jaded about
it? It's just like any job. You do 14 shows. We got 14 shows this week.
Yeah, nice.
We got 14 shows this week. So it's like it does wear on you. But we had an amazing show last night.
But I mean, it's not like you're just doing shows in LA.
No.
I mean, you're doing shows all over the country. You're doing shows.
I live the best life ever.
I'm waiting for you to say, "Hey, man, we're going to London this year."
I'm
waiting for the London Young Baca trip.
Well, we were going to go to Japan. We had Japan all sorted out. We had a contest for it. Whoever had the best set, we were going to take them to Japan with us. But then COVID happened.
Oh,
so shit. Now, but we got some stuff. When does this come out?
This is gonna come out next week.
I'll say it now. We got Europe coming out next month. We're gonna go to Europe. Not next month. Next year. We're gonna go to Europe. Young Baca Productions, and we're going to Miami next month. Cass was going to Vegas. He's going to Vegas this Saturday. He's doing the show. We do Vegas, San Diego, and Mexico once a month.
Okay.
And then we do LA every single night. But yeah.
And you also got New York.
Yeah, we do New York all the time as well. But I'm the king of New York, so that's different. But yeah, I love.
We out here starting this West Coast, East Coast beef again.
Man. I love like a good stand-up set, man.
Yeah.
But comedy's so complex. There's so many different styles to comedy. Yeah. There's like the strange, weird guy that kind of weirds out to our audience. I'm in the backwards, like awkward and like just waiting for a set to be done. And then there's the serious guys. So that's the biggest thing we were talking about when we were doing the competition. How we were going to do it is that how do you judge, because everyone has in the hip hop shows. In our 10-foot contest or winner takes all contest, when we fly people out to New York City, we have a set criteria. You get judged on your professionalism, crowd involvement, lyrics, content, song structure. But in comedy, you can't do that because there's so much different types of comedy.
Flows.
And everyone has a different flow. Everybody has a different different style and cadence, and it's kind of hard to package all in one in comedy.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm realizing too, is how to package everything together. So I have these 5 types of comics go, and then these 5 types of comics go, and knock it out, man. I love it, man. I would never be able to do a stand up, even with hip hop. Hip hop, you get up there, you could have 10 guys on stage with you, and you kind of hide behind the music. You know what I'm saying? But with stand up, it's just you, the microphone, and the crowd.
Yeah, like I always say, it's funny is like I always hate these lip sync rappers.
Yeah,
is the rappers are out there and just lip syncing their bars and shit.
I saw Nas. So it's called rapping with your vocals. So you have your vocals on your track.
Yeah,
I've seen Nas do it. You know,
I mean,
he's one of the greatest of all time. It's different. It's different for everybody, and that's another conversation that we have in the hip hop community about the older heads. I'll call them old heads. This is hip hop. This is how hip hop should be done.
Yeah.
But that's not like that no more.
Yeah.
There's so many different types of hip hop. There's so many different subgenres of hip hop. For you to try to place it just like in comedy, for you to try to place it in one box, it's not going to happen. It's not realistic, and it's kind of foolish to try to think that you could box everything in. And who the hell are you to say what's hip hop and what's not?
Yeah, like I mean, like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, Tyler the Creator looking like that's not real
no,
hip hop.
That's not hip hop.
Now Tyler is hip hop. Like he's part of the movement, the culture, and everything.
The same thing that a 12-year-old kid listens to shouldn't be the same thing that a 50-year-old man listens to.
That's fact.
And if you're somebody like Kendrick and you could breed if you could get all the demographics on your side, that's dope. But it usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's hard because it's one of those things like. You gotta be cool, but you also gotta be like smart and lyrical in it, like J. Cole. Like I always say, every time I hear a J. Cole verse, I'm just waiting for him to like backslap compliment somebody. You know what I mean? He's like, "You a fool, so I'm gonna teach you how to do
exactly.
how to do some financial mortgage and shit."
But even somebody like J. Cole, who's super talented, who's super amazing, he gets backlash on the internet all the time about like his
corniness.
He's corny and it's boring and things like that.
I mean, even someone like Jordan Lucas is.
But Jordan Lucas is corny though. You think he's corny?
No, I don't think he's that corny.
He's super corny.
Really?
I think he's super corny. I think whatever happens in mainstream, whatever the subject is that month, he's gonna make a song about it. And I think he's super corny. But I think most black men from Boston are corny. I do. It's a strange place.
Honestly, I've never been to Boston. I'm going to New York for the first time.
Oh yeah, when are you going?
September 12th.
And what are you saying?
I have no idea yet.
Oh, dude, don't stay in a hotel, man.
Now, I'm trying to stay in an Airbnb.
Stay in an Airbnb. I told this to everybody. You stay in a hotel, you're going to pay a crazy amount because you're going to be in Times Square or something like that, or you're going to be next to the airport. You want to be, because if you stay in an Airbnb, you could stay in the hood. You could stay anywhere you want. You could be right in the neighborhood, and that's how you could really experience a different city as opposed to staying in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? You go do sets?
Yeah, I'm going to go out there and just going to do. I'm just going to go to New York Comedy Club and all that stuff. I'm just really just going out there just to have fun, just do comedy.
How long you gonna be out there?
For a week.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, man.
Yeah.
And there is a big difference between the LA comics and the New York comics.
What's the difference that you find? Do you do comedy sets out there? Or?
No, but we're going out in I think like November. We're going sometime soon.
Okay.
And we're going to Austin in September as well. Okay. So, but we were talking about we're going to do a comedy show. Maybe it's a one night. And I haven't talked to anyone about this except my business model, so you get exclusives right now. All right, exclusives. We're going to get, we'll probably do like a one night, like whoever's best set gets $500, stuff like that. But I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I love Mark Norman. He's my favorite comedian. But all the New York comics, they always bash the LA comics, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the thing is, we just have it better out here. I was talking to someone else, and it was like, a lot of people, they shit on LA and California. But we just don't give a shit about anyone else. Yeah, but I think in LA there's a lot of people that are fake too. There is a lot of people that are fake. Like as soon as you meet somebody, they ask you, "What do you do?" Yeah, because they want to see if they could benefit knowing you. Or, hey, Which listen, everyone I meet, I add on Instagram. My first question I ask is, "Where are you from?" Yeah, because it's like I don't really care too much about what you do. It's like, "Oh, where you from?" Because then I kind of like understand like a little bit of your psyche. Like you say you from like Riverside. Yeah, I know a little bit more about you. Meth in your you got one of your family members in a rehab right now. Yeah. I was like I'm from Dunbar, so it's like a lot like small town. I have like an unnatural hate for the IE. Yeah. I've been there like 2 times. Like, where you got like Riverside? Or no, like I did shows in Pomona's not the IE, right? Pomona's like LA. It's like the end of it. I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't like the IE, and I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't like the IE, and I don't like the IE always saying they're like from LA and stuff like that. That's why. I get that, but the thing is like. When I went to school in Hawaii... You went to school in Hawaii? Yeah, that's where I went to college. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, remember the green jacket? Yeah, dude, that's amazing. Worst part about it, just no In-N-Out burgers. Other than that, man, it's paradise. Why didn't you stay? I'm trying to get into grad school.
Yeah.
For get my doctorates in physical therapy.
That's awesome.
So that's why I partly. Another reason why is because I never told you this, but I actually used to date a comic.
Oh yeah.
She's never been on your show.
What's her name?
I don't like to give out her name.
Oh, we could beat it.
Nah.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Because I thought we know her then.
No, you don't know her.
How you know I don't know her?
Because I know everyone she knows.
Nah, well, that's probably why she broke up with you.
Well, no, I know her because she doesn't. Because the type of shows that she does aren't your type of shows.
What type of shows are that?
So
what is that? What are my type of shows? We're black people and Mexican people?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She white?
Of course.
You met her in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh, and she lives here now?
She lives here now.
How far away?
Now she lives in Highland Park.
She's white?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, she moved there with me. It was funny because when we moved there,
dude.
all the people were like looking at us, right? They're looking at us. So what I did was the first weekend I was there is I invited my mom and my grandma over. And so my grandma comes over, she's in her walker and she's talking, and the old abuelas out there say, I was like, oh, ¿qué pasó? And she's like, ay, no, está bien, mi mijo se viven allá. It's like, mira now. It's like, look over here, make sure he's fine. And after that, like,
you were fine.
I was good. Like, all the ladies loved me. All the old ladies that come over, it's like, oh, mijo, ¿quiere comida? And I was like, oh, thank you.
Was she from California?
My grandma?
No, your ex-girlfriend.
She's originally from Tennessee.
Okay, Tennessee, and she went to school in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then you guys decided to move out here.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Well, partly because there's no grad schools in Hawaii, too. Yeah. So
no, for sure.
Again,
because it still is island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like they're starving for people.
Yeah.
But they can't have a school there because the thought process behind it is if there's 30 people a year that graduate.
Yeah.
In 3 years, that's 90 people.
Yeah.
So that's going to flood the market.
Yeah.
But as it stands now, there's not enough therapists, so they're starving. Some people have to drive 2 hours across the entire island to go see a physical therapist because that's all their insurance will allow them to do.
Yeah.
And that's just how like the dynamics. Like for me, it would be hard. I would love to, but hate to move back to Hawaii because especially if you want to have a family.
Yeah.
It's like they say it's like LA on the beach, and the reason why is because it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
Like the schooling actually, like if you want the public school out there, is actually worse to send your public school there than like Alabama, Mississippi. It's like always that bad. Like you have to send your kids to private school out there because the public school there it is not that good.
Let's get back to your ex-girlfriend because I'm fascinated with this.
Why?
So because you meet this woman, you guys were both comics at the time?
No, so she was a comic first, and then I started getting the comic.
Can you type her name in my phone? Yeah, just type your name. I'm not going to say that. You have my word. I'm not going to say that.
I just.
Yeah, just show me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So then she got you into comedy.
Yeah.
And now you're much more successful than she is?
No. She's pretty successful.
Oh, that's cool. She looks familiar. Yeah, but you could do way better than that.
Thank you.
Was it a bad breakup? That means yes, because if it wasn't, you would say no. Your hesitation says it all.
Yeah.
This is good for the podcast.
Yeah, I always say this is like, watch, in like 30 years, you're going to be on Comedy Central. And it was like, remember when we first met Baca and shit? Yeah. And I was like, shit, it was just one of those things, we just grew apart. You know
Every breakup I've had has been a bad breakup.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Tough. It's hard. I mean, a lot of my breakups have been bad.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you been in a good breakup? Like, when is
there? It never happens because that's what the whole thing is. It was mutual. It's not mutual because if it was, then you guys wouldn't be together. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't even start out. Like, I've never been. I mean,
but I'm dead inside too, so everything's different for me. Seriously, I'm like a narcissist.
I mean, but at least you do have one kid, right?
No, I don't have a kid. I have a goddaughter.
A goddaughter.
Yeah, that's my goddaughter.
Okay, lucky.
So let's make sure you let them know on the podcast. So I'm still single.
Still single, no kids.
Thank you so much.
Ladies, he makes a lot of money.
I make okay money.
He makes okay money. Okay. I make.
But yeah, man, every breakups are tough, man. Dating's hard. Dating in LA is hard because everyone's slimy and it's tough. Well, I think when I'm going to find a woman, when I'm ready to settle down and have a wife, I'm going to go to Alabama and I'm going to find a small Baptist church and I'm going to find the nicest woman there and we're going to have kids and do our thing. It's tough. Cali's tough, man.
But because there's so many people are doing so many other things here. Like,
and I've seen some of the women you hit on. You have bad taste.
Oh wow! What about the women you forced in my face?
Did I force in your face? Well, I can't say I forced in. What did I?
You're like, oh look at Blaize. I'm like, oh thank you.
I know I'm such a bad guy because I'm trying to get you fans.
I'm like, oh thank you, pleasure to meet you. It's not
like the one waitress that you hit on at the bar. At that bar, she's not a nice person. So.
She's not a nice. The thing is, she's not a nice person, and the thing is, she's horrible at her job too. Oh yeah. And so I was trying to like flirt up so that way she'll give me some more attention.
Dude,
it's bad.
It's a big deal. Like in my life, that one person causes a lot of chaos.
Does she?
Because it's so bad, and we've sat there, me and a person, and they take 20 minutes to get us one drink, and we're the only people in the bar.
Yeah.
And and then I get upset, and then she gets upset, and the waitress gets upset. And so it's a big deal in my life, man.
I feel that. I mean, not only that, like it's not like she's doing much back there. She's just like cleaning half the time.
Dude, I'm telling you, and there's been hundreds of people.
Yeah,
hundreds of people that have complained, but I don't think she's going to lose a job anytime soon because I think other stuff's going on. But that's none of my business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see you hitting on these people, and it's like you have bad taste. You can say because you wanted more attention at the ball, but I don't think that's what it is. You have bad taste with women. Like, have you had like the women that you go out with or talk to or flirt with? Are they toxic women? There's sometimes where I talk to women and I know they're no good, and I still pursue it because
it's fun. But I wouldn't say the women that I pursue are toxic. I would say I bring the toxicity out of them because of my.
You cheating?
No, not anymore.
Saw your dog got upset.
She's seen a lot. She's seen a lot. No, I've only cheated on one girl multiple times.
The one you just showed me. Oh, Blaize. I know when to drop a sub check, man.
Right.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough dating in LA. It's tough being a comic in LA. It's
it's tough just living in LA.
It's tough.
I mean, every person I talk to, it's like you have to start like 2 businesses just to live here.
Oh, they said they had a report come out that to live comfortably in LA and have a nice life, you need to make $160,000. You see those. I don't know if you see them, but like on Instagram, I follow all these real estate pages, and all like, look at this huge mansion in like Dallas, Texas, and it's like, but it's like you get a huge in Texas, you get a huge mansion for like $1 million. But
where are you around though?
But there's nice communities though. If you have 25 of those huge mansions in one neighborhood, that's a nice community. Yeah. Especially if you're raising kids. Like, do you want to raise your kids in LA?
Not in LA, honestly. Like, it's for me. Like, I don't know where I don't want to live because there's so many more places that I can go to. Like, especially if with my career, I can go anywhere in the world. Honestly, I can go anywhere in the country. So it's one of those things like I don't know where I don't want to be. And then even if I go with comedy, like even like Dave Chappelle, he's in Ohio, he goes out all over the country.
Well, that's the cool thing about being a comic. You could live wherever you live, and then you can go out every week in a different city.
Yeah, I mean, you could do the same thing if you're a rapper too. Yeah. I mean, how many rappers live in like Tennessee and stuff like that?
Yeah, but like the best thing is like. I know, like, wrestling, too. Like, in wrestlers that travel every single day, they live in the middle of the country, so they're close to everything. You know what I'm saying? So they could go fly to Florida, fly to New York, fly to L.A.
And it's only like a 4-hour flight instead of a 6-hour flight.
Exactly. So, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. Especially, like, you live in the valley. Like, you don't know if you want to see, you're walking kids to the park and there's a homeless person masturbating. You know what I'm saying?
There's been multiple times where I was, we're going onto the 10 freeway on Soto Street, right there by the USC Medical Center. Uh-huh. So where there's a homeless guy who's right there, and my mom was driving, and she's looking at the homeless man, and she's like, he's gonna whip out his dick and piss. He's gonna whip out his dick and piss. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not looking, right? I'm like, Mom, don't look. Mom, don't look. And I'm not looking, right? She's like, she's narrating this whole time. She's like, he's taking it out. He's taking it out. He's pissing. He's pissing. I'm like, Mom, don't look.
Well, it's been multiple times. So I'm walking up Lake Kashim at 2 a.m. and I piss on the side of the road too.
There's shit on the side of the road. I mean, I've been like, we're like Studio City. I've seen that everywhere.
Yes, but for me, I'm like I've grown up in my whole life. I don't think it's anything different. But like, it's just natural part of life. But you have all these people that move from like Wisconsin to pursue a comedy career, and they're like, yo, what the hell's going on? I'm like, yeah, what would you expect? Yeah, man? It's not the movies. People see Hollywood in the movies like, yo, the place is made of gold, but there's like homeless people all over the place. Which it's a tough life, man. But
I mean, politically, it's because we invite it. I mean, we don't do anything to solve the problem, honestly. Because what we do, we throw millions of dollars on it every year, hundreds of millions of dollars on it, and we have more homeless. Yeah. I mean, we had Skid Row. I mean, it used to be contained on Skid Row. My dad, he actually, as a kid, what he would do sometimes when he got bored is he would drive me and my brother down Skid Row and he's like, Mina, that's where the fuck you gonna be if you don't work. So what I did is when I got her is I take her to the dog pound and was like, look, you fuck up. I'm gonna put you right here with the rest of these bitches.
That's funny. Does your dad support you being a comedian?
I don't talk to him that much.
Oh.
I don't. So the thing is,
you cheated on him too?
Of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, the thing is, me and my father, we have very clashing personalities. Yeah. So my parents.
But you seem like the nicest guy ever. Right?
Me and my father have oppositional, like, Because like I'm a very loud person. He's
Yeah.
a very like quiet person.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom is actually 10 years older than my dad.
Wow.
So and
they're both Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
Usually
Mexican.
happens the other way around.
Yeah. But she actually didn't know because she thought he was the same age, but until they got married.
Oh no way.
Yeah. So he was like, okay. He was
She doesn't ask how old you are before they get married.
I mean, they met at the. It's funny. They met at the gym.
Oh yeah.
And that's how they met. And like they're just talking and talking. And since they've been married, my mom has never been allowed to have a gym membership
because he's afraid he's gonna meet somebody else.
So what the motherfucker did is he put he built the gym in the garage. Says if you're working out, I'm right here. But you know who has a gym membership?
He has a gym.
That motherfucker got a gym membership. So it is what it is, and it's like. But they're both from Mexico. My dad, you've heard of my set, but like my dad came here when he was in 20. My mom, she immigrated here when she was like 4. So he actually, it was a joke. I was like, Dad, do you like Mom? He's like, oh, just the green card.
Yeah. Hey, man. I see it all the time, man. I see it all the time. That's big business. Like, you should marry somebody so they can get their green card. But
I've been asked.
$15,000 in your pocket, man.
Easy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I just don't want
much better looking than that woman you just showed me. So.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No,
wow.
I can tell you still love her, right?
No. It's just I know for a fact if I got back with her, it would end a divorce.
Yeah.
Because it's just our personalities. Like after a while, fun, but it's just we don't clash.
So how long did you guys know each other before you moved in with each other?
Oh, we were dating for like 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
We were dating for 2 years, and then we moved in, and we were together for 5 years altogether.
Oh, so you guys lived together for 5 years?
We were 3 years together.
Oh, 3 years.
Yeah, so we lived together.
It's tough, man.
It's different. Like especially when you live with people, like you learn a lot about them.
Yeah, but it's not like I've never talked about this on the podcast, but I lived with a woman for like a week, and I was like, you gotta bounce. She lives right down the street. She lives like 2 blocks down.
You're like, I gotta make sure you don't see me.
No, she's a beautiful woman. She's amazing, but it was not for me. And this was like 7 years ago, and it's when I first started doing shows. And like, you think I'm crazy now? You should say when I first started doing shows, like, this is the greatest thing ever. Let's drink, let's party, let's do all this stuff. And that's that's not something you kind of want to.
Where was the first Baca show?
First Bar and Grill. Yeah, First Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started doing shows there, and then we did shows at the Airliner. You been to the Airliner?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Airliner's a dope spot. They just reopened with some new owners. We're gonna do some stuff there.
Nice.
Just spread, man. But now we got so much damn venues. We were just at the Black Rose last night off Vermont, which is a beautiful, beautiful spot. Plus, we did the North End in Hollywood, which is
North End. That one's a really nice place. I love the way it looks, the vibe. Beautiful. What's that new place that you had on Saturday or Sunday? The Stop or the
Black and Gold.
Black and Gold, was that what the one was? Yeah, that one I heard was really. I haven't had a chance to go to that one yet, but I heard that one was a great one
on
too.
Saturday. Man, I don't even every day combines, but yeah, I got all these cool new places, man.
I mean, every time I see you, it's like, there's new. I'm opening a new spot over here, opening a new spot over there.
It's great, man, because it used to be really hard to get a venue, but now you get Instagram. You're like, you go to guys, say, hey, look, I do this. Just give me one night, let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. Yeah,
and you do it pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Like the one tonight at the Baja Cantina in K-Town. That one's a great spot.
Yeah, that's a cool spot. It's huge, man. It's
huge.
Too big. It's too big.
Honestly, the thing I don't like about it is just the ceiling's too high.
Yeah.
So like the sound travels.
Yeah.
And then the funny part was the DJ last week. He
was awful. He's not DJing again. So.
Yeah.
Like you got so much shows. You got to have different DJs and things like that. We got a weed session coming up this Saturday down here at 818. So I'm super excited.
How did you get that weed sesh started?
Oh man, those guys been doing it forever, and then we just partnered with them to do podcasts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Man, it's amazing. It's beautiful. So I'm actually going to go to tonight and see what's up. And then we'll just keep it going. I'm super happy to be back at Sunset. Sunset is an amazing spot.
How do you keep all these places, like, how do you keep, like, everything, like, because you're moving here, you're going there, you're doing all this shit?
It's all I do, man. I don't have any kids, I don't have a family, I don't have a girlfriend. It's all I do.
I mean, it's hard to be successful and, like, have relationships.
Yeah, it's hard.
Especially because a lot of women want you to spend their time with them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're going out.
So how you do as a comic when you're supposed to go on a date on Saturday night, but that's your time to get your sets in?
I squeeze it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, hey,
let's talk to the bartenders at the place.
Yeah. Well, or I'll do like brunch.
Yeah.
I go like, hey, let's grab lunch or let's grab like brunch on Saturday or Sunday. I go over there a little.
You shouldn't be worried about that, man.
Nah.
You should find one girl. This is probably bad advice. Like, you should find one girl that you could have regular sex with, and then you should just focus on your career.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the ideal? One girl just like to be with, but like it's not ideal.
But you're so young, man. I'm 31. I'm not going to get married until I'm 40. because I have so much to do. I have so much work to do. I have so much crazy stuff going on.
What do you feel like is going to be like your next level? Like, what's the next level?
We're just gonna keep, which is the same thing we're doing, just elevating and elevating bigger shows, bigger audience. But I think we're doing great right now, man. We're killing. We have a show every single day. Like last night we had 2 shows, and it's not like 2 punk shows. We had an amazing show at a multi-million-dollar venue in Hollywood, and then we had a comedy show down the street at another beautiful venue. And yeah, man, just hustling, man. And I'm really excited, man. I'm really happy that I met some really cool comics like you. Which comics don't you like in LA? What type of comic don't you like in LA?
I would say the type of comic that like just creepy. The creepy guys.
Dude, creepy's big in comedy, man.
No. I say like the comics are just like
I'm saying men with women in comedy. It's like a big issue.
Yeah, it is. But for me, like I heard some advice like just treat it like the workplace. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't fuck my coworkers. Yeah. I don't fuck where I work.
But that's where you meet your people at. What do you
meet people? But like it's different. Like you gotta remember, it's like I see most of these women as business partners. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
was gonna say objects.
No, not even close. It's more for me. It's just like look at them as like all right. I guess like as an opportunity. Yeah. Why squander it on trying to like trying to like sleep with this woman when I'm just like like let's just be friends. Let's have a good relationship. It's the same thing with like I don't see a guy and like me like I'm gonna fuck him. It's like it's like hey man what's up with you? Like let's be homies.
But you're a well-rounded individual.
Surprisingly.
And you're confident. You know who you are. A lot of these comics don't know who they are yet.
No.
They're super insecure. They're super weird. Super creepy. It's a big deal, man. Seriously. Like it's I don't know what you do about it. I'm telling you right now, there's nobody that books more female comedians and LGBT comedians than Young Baca Productions.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's always a mixed crowd in here. That's what I love.
Super cool, man. Especially when we get the hip hop involved too. Mm-hmm. You have black, you have Mexican, you have white, you have women.
The hip hop definitely draws a lot more audience
definitely.
than the rappers. Like it's so much easier. Like whenever I always love the hip hop shows. It's like all right, cool. There's gonna be a lot of people who never seen my set.
Exactly. That's what it's all about, man. Mm-hmm. I was on a podcast a week ago for another comedian. She was talking about she did a show at El Cid, and she saw these. I hate using that word, gangster rappers, but the legitimately gangsters that rap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she's this 50-year-old white woman, and they're performing at the same exact place. Yeah. And now they follow her on Instagram, she follows them on Instagram, and now they're mutual fans of each other. Yeah. That wouldn't happen at any just regular comedy show. No. There's so much different type of people, and it's awesome, man. And it's the same thing for the rappers too. These comics and these people that came to see the comics, those are new fans that they're going to get. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still entertainment at the end of the day. Yeah. People came to get entertained, so we're going to do a chunk of music and then a chunk of comedy, and we'll knock it out, man. I think what we're doing is super cool. I think it's super different than just the regular comedy shows. There's been comedy shows I've gone to where I'm scared that I get up, I'm going to get in trouble. It's like a classroom, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not going to say it's a party, but like for us at all shows, it's a party. Yeah. And I understand that some comedy shows are just strictly comedy shows. Yeah. Get here, sit in your seat for an hour and a half.
Yeah, like especially when you go to like a concert like the Chateau. Yeah. It's like more like if you're getting up and you're because it's more like you're sitting there and you're because you have no music or anything else to like drown out the sound.
I think it's awesome what we're doing, man. I think it's super cool. That's why we even at the Chateau. I think that's why we make a point. Even though tomorrow's gonna be all comedy, we have a point to have a live DJ and she sets the tone and she does her thing. DJ Ash is amazing. But it's super cool, man. So, the type of comics that I don't like, that I've encountered so far, are the comics that think they're way bigger than they are. And they act like you're scum and how dare you ask them to do 5 minutes. Yeah. And then there's also comics that think too, I don't want to say too highly of themselves. But it's good to be confident, but you don't want to plead over into cocky and then just be an ass with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, just, it's comedy's a strange game, man. But I think comedy's at a pivotal point right now. It's booming. There's so much new
especially places. After the COVID. I feel like during COVID, like because I was dabbling in comedy before COVID, and like beforehand it was like super fractured. Like you had this clique, you had that clique, and everyone was just doing their own thing. Everyone was in their own bubble. It felt like now it feels like people are coming together, and especially like you were a big part of that, and in the scene that I've been part of. A lot of other like promoters around the area, like they've been more big on like trying to get more. People together, trying to commit more of a community, and like the especially when something like the $1,000, I love to see it because I feel like it drives people to be better and want to do better.
For sure,
Because I want that fucking $1,000.
For sure, everybody does. Everyone wants $1,000.
We all want it.
You know?
I mean, I need it. I got this.
Listen, I need $1,000 too, man. But it is cool. It's an incentive to bring your people out. You say, hey, listen, I got a show this Wednesday. Best set gets $1,000. If you come to any show this month, this year, come to this show so I can win $1,000.
Everyone's like, I don't.
So like, all right, cool. So we come out to that show, and then that's how you can, even if you. I don't want to say I hope you win $1,000 because I don't want any favoritism or anything like that, and I don't have any votes. I don't get any votes because it'll be like me and you, we hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Even if it's just hanging out at Saints and Sinners for 2 hours on Tuesday night, we're still hanging out compared to this comic that I don't know. So we make a point that I don't have any votes. Plus, I'm in the front working and doing my thing. But man, I would love for you, somebody like you, to get the $1,000. It'd be awesome, man.
Yeah,
I mean, $1,000 is a big deal, man.
It's beautiful. Like I see people coming together and like, especially like I talk to other comics about your competition, and some people are like, "Fuck, I just got to up my game up," because like I see all these other comics out there, and I see a lot of them go out there and just spit fire, and I'm just like, "Fuck."
But that's the cool thing about comedy now is like in LA, you can do like 2 shows a night. There's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's if you really do it, you can do 4 mics a night.
Dude, that was the biggest complaint about like comics in New York talking about like LA. Because in New York, you could jump on a subway and you could do 4 spots a night. And like in LA, you could do 1 show maybe. But there's so much mics now. Like, dude, Third Wheel is amazing. It's amazing.
Accident
What they're doing is amazing. Accident Chaos, what they're doing is amazing. But yeah, man, I go to Third Wheel all the time. Dude, what they're doing is amazing. The Midnight Mic, and it's a beautiful spot. You know what I'm saying? Even same thing with Accident Chaos. It's a dope spot. Yeah. It's a dope vibe. It's crazy, man. Comedy in LA right now is popping, man. Is it too much comics in LA? It's okay to say.
It's there's a good amount. I'd say there's a lot that left. Yeah. Because I know a lot that left for Austin.
Oh, for Austin?
For Austin. I know a lot that left for Austin. I know a few that left for Chicago. Yeah. I know 2 or 3 that left for New York. Yeah. So I mean, especially because of COVID, I feel like a lot left. Yeah. I feel a lot followed the Rogan train. Yeah. You know what I mean?
With Austin.
Yeah, and then like I've been hearing like other comics complain like there's no real comedy clubs, there's no real place like real do sets. Like it's not like they're complaining about
in Austin.
In Austin.
Yeah, well they're building it up though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went to South by Southwest this year. That 6th Street is amazing, man. Mm-hmm. But you're right, it's not a comedy club. Like even Forkin where they do Kill Tony. Yeah. It's a club, it's not a comedy club. Like they, during South by Southwest they did 50 hip hop shows in one day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen all these new comedy clubs open up in Austin, and Rogan's gonna open his spot, which is gonna be amazing. The guy has more money than God. It's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Austin's great. LA is great, and that's the cool thing about what we do, Young Baca Productions, is that I know these rappers, they've been doing the same show in East LA for the last 5 years. Yeah. And they're jaded and they're frustrated. They can't figure out why they're not blowing up. But like, yeah, dude, you go to Miami with us. Yeah. You go to New York. You go to Vegas. You go to San Diego. But,
and I remember because I was talking to one of the other comics. He was like, man, when's Baca going to do that for the comics?
That's what every comic says. Every comic gets me up and says, hey, when what we doing in Miami? I gotta do. So we're gonna put something together. We'll see what's up. We'll try to figure it out. I think it's a really good start with $1,000. But yeah, we should definitely, because there's so much. And like I said, like I can get any club now. It's we're in a lucky spot now that I can walk into any club and say, hey, this is what we do. Give us one shot. Even if like we did Monday at Black Clothes. Yeah. Which Mondays are tough, especially for hip hop shows, but it was awesome, man. We had 80 people. It was an amazing time.
I remember, when I first started going to your shows, a few shows you went to were like sketch. Where's that one in like downtown, way out there?
Which one's that?
Oh, the one.
Your ex is calling. She knows.
Nah, not even. It. That's just my laundry.
Does she have your phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys talk? Or was I seeing talk?
Ah.
So I do. We have the Young Baca Productions podcast network, and we have all these different shows on one. When you subscribe. Yeah. Subscribes. So I got my show. Slum has his show. We have all these different things, man. So I'm gonna get you on my show.
Me too.
The Baca podcast, and we'll talk about Jack's Grove. But what spot was sketch?
With the one
Inglewood?
with the Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood.
Yeah, the one, I pulled up there. Yeah. I got there like 20 minutes early. Yeah. I looked around. I see like 4 homeless people. Yeah. I'm like, this motherfucker. Good thing I didn't wear my good J's today.
And was that one of like the 4 shows we did together, right?
That was like, I would say that was like my 3rd or 4th one that I went to. And I was just
Dude,
looking
say what you want, but that place is awesome.
It was cool though.
It's awesome.
It was
but
fun.
You don't know what to expect when you're looking outside.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, what the fuck is this? And you walk in, there's this big stage, this big screen.
It was beautiful. It was the mic was great. The atmosphere was great. Yeah. It was fun. It was just for me personally, it was just all the way out there.
Yeah.
First
but 100%, like, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
you know
for my first time there, I was a little worried. I was like, this motherfucker, what the fuck?
That's my spot. That's my boy No Name spot. My boy Lego, he took me to a comedy show there like 3 years ago. And I'm like, yo, where the fuck are we going? I'm like, what is this place? It's a fucking tire shop. Man, shut up. And we walked in, and Slink Johnson was on stage, and he was performing. It was awesome, man. But that place was really vital during COVID because it was a private club.
Yeah,
dude, we were doing shows like when it was locked down. Like we weren't supposed to be outside at past 10. And that place was right across from the police station.
Oh,
that big building is a police station. So we would have like, hey guys, let's go inside. You know what I'm saying? But we were like a month after lockdown, we started doing shows there, and it was awesome, man. And that's why I met all these cool comedians that were like, they were awesome comedians that are like way too big to do my shows. There was some that I 100%, but they were doing those shows because they had nowhere else to go. So it was awesome. I met all these comedians. We had all these connections, and it's awesome, man. And you know, I'm really happy and fortunate for comedy, man, because you know, just like anything, those times with hip hop slow and hip hop's pop, it's, you know. Yeah. So the fact that we have this other avenue to make an income off of and meet people like you and network and do things like that, that's what it's all about, man. So just keep doing, you know, we're doing the sessions, we're doing the comedy, we're doing hip hop, the podcast.
And by every time I see you, you're like, I'm doing something different this week. There's doing something new, there's new venue, new place.
Hustling. Like, I got a really good business partner.
Where's this hustle come from? Like, how did you
I used to be homeless. I used to sleep at the gas station. When I was 3, I saw my father get murdered. When I was the week after, they dragged me out of my mom's home and put me in group home for 7 years. I got my ass kicked every single day in the group home. When I was 7, I had cancer. They said I wasn't going to live past 10 years old. When I was 15, my mom overdosed in my arms. When I was 17, they kicked me out of group home because I was an asshole. I was homeless for 2 years, and I started sweeping at a construction site, and then I moved my way up, and then about 7 years ago, I told him, hey, I appreciate everything, but I'm going to do this hip-hop promoting entrepreneurial thing full time.
How'd you transition from sweeping to doing that construction job to
Well, because I was sweeping. Well, I was sweeping, and I was building myself up, and then I started going to hip-hop shows, and then I had a chance to film my own hip-hop show, and it just grew from there, man. But I'm really lucky that I have an amazing team, bro. I have an amazing team. I have a business partner that fucking holds my fucking feet to the fire, that calls me out when I'm slacking, that calls me out when I'm bullshitting, that calls me out when I should be doing this. Or
we need that.
You say, oh, dude, it's awesome. Dude, I have a great fucking team, man. I have, like, you know, Young Casper, Some the Resident, Lego, my cousin Andy that does all the podcast stuff. Yeah. I got a great... I wish that everybody gets to a team at some point, man. Yeah. Because it's really important.
I mean, to be successful, you have to have a team.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like your support network, you know, a manager or, you know, an agent.
Even just your support, Like, you know, my business partner was this crazy guy that came out of all this stuff. He told me he would give $2,000 away to the best rapper. That was 5 years ago. I was like, dude, what is this guy talking about? How are we going to do this? And he said, we're going to do shows in New York. I said, this guy's crazy. And now we've been to New York 10 times. Yeah. You know, we're doing Vegas once a month. But it's really, really... It's good to be self-disciplined and self-motivated, but it's also really good to have somebody that kicks your ass, too, and holds you accountable and calls you out when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and stuff like that, or you're drinking too much, or, you know, you're doing stuff like that, man. It's awesome, and I'm really happy, and I'm really grateful for my team, man. Like I said, we did 2 shows last night. That's not capable if we don't have a good team, you know? I mean,
I always hear you like, oh, yeah, I got a comedy show, and then you got to leave the comedy show to go to the hip-hop club.
Yeah, man, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. Things are really good right now. Dude, and it's if you're a comic in the Valley right now, it's no better time to do it. There's so many shows, man.
So many shows. There's so many shows all over the Valley. Van Nuys.
All in Lancashire. There's like a hookah spot that's doing a comedy show. There's like this bar that's doing a comedy show. You got the Ha. You have Comedy Chateau. Every time I'm on Instagram, I see this new place, this new address on a place on Lancashire, and I look it up, and it's like a hookah spot or a lounge. I just passed by it on Woodley and Victory or something like that. I'm gonna mess it up. I think it's Willie and Oxnard, but they just opened up this brand new smoke lounge. It's huge. It's beautiful, man.
And you're already like plotting, like,
dude. I took the picture. I'm going to hit him up and see what's good, man. I got my boy Mr. Tam put me on this new spot in LA that I already hit up, and we're gonna be doing some great stuff at. But yeah, there's a billion places, man. So if you're a comic, there's no excuse not to get out there and get it, man.
I mean, there's everywhere. I mean, Fourth Wall is down the street.
Dude, Fourth Wall is amazing. Yeah. Joey Diaz used to go all the time, man. Yeah. It's awesome, man. I always see. I can never find out when they do shows.
I haven't.
Like mics. I always try to find out so I can go, and I can't figure out when to do mics. I just randomly see people standing at 7-Eleven, and I put it together that, oh, they're doing a comedy show down there.
Yeah.
But 4-4 is great. Dude, Third Wheel, you could do, there's so much. It's tough, though. It's tough.
Is there any, like, venues that, like, what's the downside? Like, what is one type of venue that you don't like because of certain aspects of it?
Man, I'll make every venue work, brother. I'll make it all work. I mean, now we're fortunate enough that we have so many spots that we don't really need to, like, you know, like, do some sketchy places to do shows at.
Yeah.
But we're fortunate right now that we have so much cool spots that we don't need to go to those sketchy places and ask this, you know, like, this guy that's living in this house doing show stuff. Like, you know, it's just this. I can make anything work, but
I feel that
you always want a good vibe. A good vibe is super important. Like even Chateau has an amazing vibe in that big room, and it's a different vibe than when it's in the small room too. It's more energy.
Yeah, because you're more compact.
It's all about vibes, man. I love a good vibe. That's the cool thing about North End too. It's a great vibe. Black Rose is a beautiful vibe. You want a good vibe, man. That's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. You want a good vibe. You want to hopefully work with an owner that's not a complete asshole. Most of them are, you know, they're a little tough to work with, but I'm sure they would say the same thing about me too.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man. So you just want a good vibe. Hopefully the owner's cool. You want a staff that doesn't take 15 minutes to get one drink. Mm. And
that's the biggest thing. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Sometimes, but Baca. That's into your time for now. I really appreciate you coming on.
Dude, I'm super happy about
tell the people where they can find you.
Young Baca Productions. If you want to get on the show, if you're a comedian, rapper, DJ, whatever it is, we can make things happen.
Even if you want to sell like some merchandise, like
you want to sell merchandise, you say, hey, I got this candle company. I want to set up at shows. We do it all. We got a big festival coming up. Hit us up, man. 310-345-2909. Is that crazy? I give my phone number out all the time?
No. Okay. I mean, yeah, man, you promoting. You're a promoter.
Dude, I was on Hot 97 and I gave my phone number out to all of New York City.
You should.
Yeah.
Because if you want people, even if people are going to prank call, you know what? At least out of 100 calls, 2 or 3 of them are going to be...
There's also one comic, the type of comic that I don't like before we leave. The comic on Instagram would say, hey, let me get your number so I could store my phone so I can get you for shows. And if you're a woman, I understand. That's why even with women, I don't ask that. I just hit them up on Instagram. But if you're a guy... You're a 35-year-old guy. You're like, oh, I would prefer to keep it on Instagram. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to text you in the middle of the night, tell you how much I love you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So there was one comment that's like, oh, I would like to prefer to keep it on Instagram. I was like, I'm not going to book this guy. He's not worth it. Because, like, what do you think I'm going to do with your phone number? Like, just ask you in the middle of the night?
Just call you at 2
a.m.? Yeah, exactly. Say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? But if you're a woman, I don't ask that. If I say, hey, here's my number if you need me, and then most of the time they text me and we go from there. But I don't ask women, hey, what's your number? Because I can see how that gets weird because there's a lot of creepy producers out there.
Promoters, all of it.
Young Baca Productions, baby.
Young Baca!
Let's get it.